Right, just back at the combine, the Model C Gleaner, just doing a bit of work to the engine. So we're just going to set the timing first of all. Well, we'll just prioritise, so we set the timing. So basically, I've got to take I want to take the crank out because there's a rope seal the opposite end. But we'll want to check it anyway to make sure. We've got to find out what's causing this low pressure when it's hot. But one of the issues that we need to rectify, it's not a massive problem, but there's like a two-part rope seal in the drive side end, the main output shaft end. So we're going to put fresh seals in that. It's got to come out for that. So I want to set the timing properly so we know exactly where it goes. So there's no questioning when we come to it. It's just a simple, straightforward, there it is, you know, thing. So you can never, for me personally anyway, I can't be too careful because I'm not that familiar with doing this kind of stuff, so I just want to get it right first time, you know. Nothing worse than getting a problem with the engine when it didn't need to be. So yeah, basically we're gonna obviously set the time in this end, and probably, well, there is markings somewhere, I can't see them, but we're going to mark it, set it to where where it's supposed to be set, and then I've got a little pen to mark it, and I'll mark the chain as well because the chain can't lie. Where the chain sits, that is the true measure of where it's supposed to be. So there's like a double part seal in there, bottom and top in that bit, because obviously you can't get the seal over the shaft for that end. That end don't come off, that's part of the shaft. I know somebody, well, I've spoken to somebody who's got a seal to go on this outer timing casing, and obviously we want to check all the bearing shells and the shaft itself to sort of diagnose what we're going to do with whether we're just going to fit new shells or whether we're going to have it machined down a level and then fit the next grade of bearing shells on then, so that it's back to spot on, which is one thing I'll probably think we might well do. I think you know, it's money in that, but if we're having the shaft out, I think it might be worth doing it. Obviously, if it doesn't need doing at all, then you know, it probably won't get done. Another thing I've got to check is the oil pump, to make sure that there's suction here, so that there's no air getting in. We've got to make sure there's a vacuum there, and plus that the pump is capable of actually distributing the oil, which we think it is, because you know, when it's at low pressure, when it's cool, when the engine's just getting warm and warming up at that stage, you know, we've got plenty of pressure. It's just sort of like later on all of a sudden, but that could be the pump, you know, it could be, but I just don't think it is. But obviously at this stage, you know, we've got it off. We've got to check everything everything that we know of has got to be checked. And yeah, somebody's spoken to me, they've got a gasket, this gasket as well, sump gasket. The only one I haven't come across yet is the timing cover gasket. I'm still waiting to find one of them. I'm not expecting it to be hard. Push comes to shove, we could probably get one made or make one. We're going to get somebody, local bloke from Booth's Engineering has sent me a link to a bloke who can rebuild these. I can rebuild them, but I'm going to get a professional one done. So the one off this is a spare one that came with the Model C Gleaner. It has been refurbished at some point in the past, but we're going to try and keep that one as a spare piece, just in case anything happens in the season. We could just got one we can bolt straight on, you see, and the one that's on this combine we'll get refurbished and put back on. So yeah, so good job. We're going to get another one of these as well, refurbished one of these from somewhere, not too expensive I don't think. I know a place up at Daventry that does them. So yeah, basically that's that for a minute. We're going to crack on. It's just after I finished work today and come down to get it done, you know, and get cracking with the job, get as much done as we can. You know, it's amazing how the time rolls on. So we'll catch up with you in a minute. All right, bye. There you go, look, we've that one's obviously not marked, but I've done that anyway, just extra. So we were exactly one full turn out. That keyway there points exactly up. Well, obviously the engine's upside down, so now it's pointing exactly down. We were one full turn out because we noticed the arrow was pointing there, and the other one was pointing there, but we've turned it right round, and there's a line there that I've marked with a little arrow I've marked with blue. I've also marked the chain, and I'm going to actually try and get a little dot punch and dot punch, or make some kind of engraving on the chain. We don't need to on them, but just on the chain and on the shaft there, so that we can't go wrong then. So all good. And then we've got this video to refer to as well then, which is good. So just reference, this is another, like a little bit of a reference video, just for myself as much as anything, but part of the main video. So that is just to verify where the chain sits. So I've actually put a little dent in the chain itself there and there, a little dent on the shaft there, and a little dent on the casing there. So that's our way of saying the main shaft is in the right place when we take it off. So the chain goes back on exactly as it is now, and there as well. So these have already got marks, both of these. The pulley and the casing have got marked, but the chain has now as well, a little marking on the chain, so we get it exactly where the markings, all the markings will line up then. So we've got to take this off. So this actually moves, that's your tensioner, but you just pull these two little levers back, but then obviously it slides back again. So I'm just going to gently push these tabs back and undo this, and then the chain will come off, and then we're cooking on gas. There you go. We're going to take this off next, but we just obviously took all the timing chain off and that, all cushy. Yeah, it's really good condition. Bearings on that are sweet. That has actually moved a bit, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so that chain's in really good condition. You can even see it's hardly worn there, look. So the engine's not done much by the look of it. It's certainly not battered and bruised. So really pleased with it. Right, so basically we're gonna just film in these. I'm gonna take these to a parts wash and have these outer bearing cases cleaned and that, just nicely cleaned, for when we put it back together. We don't want to have any issues with getting dirt in the engine. So just a note there, I'll take some photos of those numbers, and that's the one on that end, so we know which one's which. It's actually the same number actually printed on it. No, that's a 7 and that's a 1. There you go. So that's that. Just made a new discovery as well, that they have got numbers on, and the number is that side of the engine. So the number is the same side as the injector pump. So 1, 2, 3 along, like that. It's good having a little camera to take reference. There you go. Step closer again. I just dropped a bolt in there, so one of these has fallen out. But the crank looks really good. So we're still at 100% decided, but it looks like we're just going to fit new shells. The whole lot, new shells, new seals. But I'm going to have a good feel around it. I'm going to leave it with him. I'm going to take these bits to get washed. These bits are going to, the shaft is just going to be felt and measured and sort of seen, but I think from what I'm looking at, I don't think it really needs it. It's not damaged in any way, so you know, we'll isolate the problem, put new shells in there, run her up, obviously providing we find no problems, make sure the pump's alright, have a good look at the pump when I seen the bag with these to clean it. So basically it's looking good. Yeah, nice. So just in answer to one of my previous questions, so I thought that the gasket went right through here from the engine, but actually this just seals at the back there, look. So I'm going to take that home and give it a good clean. I'm going to leave that there in shell here, I think. Yeah, so that's that. So just stacking everything up together. So the outer one, that's the outer one. So that one that went there, that one that went there. So I want to light that way in the box, just for memory's sake. So they're the bottom ones, and they're the top ones. So I've laid all the bearing shells out together. So that's the one on the rod, that's the one on the shell. So they're all the piston ones. So now I've got to get the ones for these and lay them together. Got to get them out if I can. Nice one. Got to find out where the thing is for the end here. Yeah, good. There you go, we've inspected the shaft and we're pretty happy with it. Obviously we're not going to make a complete decision yet, but as it stands the shaft is fine. Can't find any grooves on it or nothing. Can't find any lumps or bumps. You know, it's pretty good. We've got a good engine. So, you know, running our fingers around it, looking at it, measuring it. You know, I think it's just a case of getting a whole new set of bearings. Better the shells. And then, yeah, reassembling. Well, I don't think we're going to have much problem then. And, I mean, in number 4, this one, look, you see that's got a bit of damage on it. Don't know why it's picked up that, but it hasn't transferred to here, you see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's number 4. Mind you, you can actually just feel it. Yeah, you can actually just feel it there. Just ever so slightly. So that's just one. Just there. I'll have to, I think, just get a bit of advice on that. But that's the only one that's, and I think that might be the one that's been causing us maybe the bit of issue there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, there you go. That's the only lump there. Right, so, yep, another successful afternoon. Yeah, we've got it all stripped out, so now job is, just for now, just as I finish off, is wrap that shaft up, cover everything up so that it don't get dust in it. And yeah, and then time to go home, and Friday tomorrow. So yeah, I'll catch up with you again sometime in the future. Bye.